Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Nights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have 2 goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe...
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole...
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more...
From up here, all the struggles we...
Nothing like realizing how small you are. It kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small.
How much longer until we reach...
There are better ways to use your time than we should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the...
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base. Think you'll be all right with the control?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different. Different?
Is something...
No. I was merely thinking...
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis?
I am as prone to sentimentality. You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. Doesn't that...
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless... But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it...
I see.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. I was wrong to... Come back and speak to me when you finish looking...
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming. What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had... They called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for...
You mean, they
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as... Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have...
I'm sorry. I didn't...
No.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around?
Are you crazy?
That's exactly my... Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives if we're doing this to protect people. If we're doing...
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been...
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? If we're going to win, everyone has to win. Now I see it.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Ren...
You bet we can pull it off. We have to...
Yeah, you're right. We can do this.
Hey, Alvin, listen to this!
Hey!
What's got lo...
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all...
Hey! I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed...
Well, maybe you're the one with the...
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust
Oh, that's a good point.
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these...
You okay?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all.
Glad to hear. That device there cut your...
I was just wondering what it is.
It's a healing pod. It fit...
Oh, you don't say. Alphen?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lennigus. Naori laid...
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping?
Yes. It sounds crazy, I know.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right?
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence... The world's bigger than just Menancia. If I've learned anything on... And the one who brought me along...
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably...
I know. But...
Kisara...
Probably...
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lennigus.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lennigus was the base of operations in charge of the Crown Con. Of course, it also happens to be a city and its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right?
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass. Denied still. Even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is
Thanks for the warning. As a Lord Dohali...
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts.
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lennigus?
I would wager so. Lennigus is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just...
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
Lenegus's infrastructure is largely automated.
Do you think anyone realized?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while...
So now what? We've come all this way on a... And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too.
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns.
Forbidden?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as...
And you think that source might have been the Renis?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being... Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparation, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time. Possibly hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere.
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously...
There's only one way to find out.
Shion's right. Who knows?
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leaves. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what...
Thinking about what could be lurking out here...
For such a loudmouth, you sure...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renins act...
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect.
There's Zoogles out here too, huh?
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegus changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine.
So who's far?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here.
We need more information.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the...
And don't forget about finding the way to the forbidden.
Let's leave the talking to Shion.
Good idea.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
What could be so important? It's just... unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city...
From how it looks, they must be...
But why do all this? What for?
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone will...
He's right.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers.
You heard him. You don't...
So, I've been wondering, do you think...
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have...
Ordinarily, yeah. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was... It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as a...
Sorry.
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an... This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something...
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. Whatever did we do to
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, that we have no choice but to... I believed he was...
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mute. The Ilkaris house has produced a great...
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Everything will be okay now.
I know.
Your lordship, I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. I witnessed the deaths of...
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed...
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember any...
Yeah. What about down...
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay?
Never mind. Forget I have...